Boo too. Um, I'm gonna try to be as quiet as possible because it's kind of midnight right now. I know I'm not supposed to. It's bad doing this at midnight, but I have no other time to do so. So, so the only chance I have is when everyone's sleeping. But then again, I can't be too loud because everyone's sleeping. Anyway, this is Legends of Tomorrow, Season 2, Episode 2, titled, my favorite title of all time, The Justice Society of America. Ah! I know I put this off for a while. It premiered last week on Thursday, I think October 20th, and the first time I put it off was because I wanted to get at least one, if not a few videos on who I chose who I guessed got killed in the season 6 finale of The Walking Dead, before season 7 premiered on Sunday. And then once I did that, which I managed to record and upload the nick of time, they were all uploaded like literally an hour and a half before season 7 premiered on the East Coast. Because remember, the East Coast, they're like 3 hours ahead, and I kind of wanted to have it all recorded and uploaded before East Coast even premiered, right? I managed to do that. I was going to do this video Sunday night after I watched the season 7 premiere of The Walking Dead, but then my mind was so blown from The Walking Dead that I pushed this back and ended up doing a reaction rant on The Walking Dead season 7 episode 1. So it's like, I need to do this now. But anyway, the Justice Society of America, last we left off, they were gonna leave 1924, I believe, and then all of a sudden, the Justice Society of America, some members show up, and like, who are you, and all that stuff, and we're the Justice Society of America, and they start engaging in battle with the Legends, and at first, it looked like the JSA was winning, then it looked like the Legends were winning, and then the JSA ends up, stopping them and capturing the Legends, because they believe that the Legends are Nazi spies, right? They don't know who the Legends are, so they just assume they're Nazi spies, right? And, of course, the Legends admit that Rex Tyler knows them, right? And he's from the JSA, right? And, they're in a cage and all that stuff, and you actually see Rex Tyler there with the rest of the JSA. He's like, I don't remember these people, right? I've never met them in my life, which makes me kind of confused. It's like, you came crashing down in the Wave Rider in front of them saying, I'm from the JSA, I need your help. How do you not know them, right? And, they decide to, let them go to try to interrogate them, right? Because, well, in the beginning, of course they still didn't believe it, but then there's Nate. Remember Nate, that new guy that, Oliver came on with in the first episode. He says like a sequence of numbers, and one of the members, who is Commander Steele, is like, how do you know that number? It's like, it's on your dog tag and it's not registered. And that's when you find out, of course, Nate is actually the grandson of the Justice Society member, Commander Steele, right? Of course, I knew that because I read the comics, right? And so, if you haven't read the comics, there you go. Nate is, in fact, the grandson of the JSA member, Commander Steele. And how he proved it was, he said the sequence of numbers that apparently were on a pair of dog tags that Commander Steele has. That particular number, no one should know except for Commander Steele, because the number on his dog tags are not even registered, right? And Nate reveals that he has those very dog tags that he got from his father, who in fact got it from his grandfather, from his father, who would be his grandfather, Commander Steele. And, they free them, with the exception of the fact that they strongly advise them to please leave 1942 and leave, everything to us. They're very skeptic about the fact that, they're time travelers and everything. But, they're like, you've proven you're not Nazi spies, but we'll let you go, but we want you to leave. Never come back, right? They also end up in the JSA, I wanna say their secret base. It looks pretty cool, especially the table. It looks very reminiscent to the one I've seen in Smallville and even in the comics, which is pretty freaking cool, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, just as they tell the legends to leave 1942, they get assigned by the president himself to go after this guy named Baron Krieger, who apparently is a Nazi captain. I looked him up to see if he's actually in the comics, and he is actually legitimately legit. In the comics, apparently his alter ego is Albrecht Krieger or something like that, and he's affiliated with the Society, the Monster Society of Evil, and the Fourth Reich. Notable aliases is Colonel Nazi, which is I did not want to say so badly, but anyway, Krieger apparently was in Fawcett Comics between 1941 and 1944, and then ended up in DC Comics 1978 till present time. His first appearance is Master Comics number 21, which was in 1941, and he's known for superhuman strength, speed and stamina, enhanced senses, and flight by breathing a flight gas or something like that. I don't know what that is, but anyway, apparently we see that Krieger has also a meeting with Eobard Thawne, aka Reverse Flash, where Reverse Flash makes a deal with Krieger that he will give him like some sort of super soldier serum, but he wants to make a deal with Hitler for something, for like this small little vial of super soldier serum, which is pretty funny when I heard that, because I was like, Captain America reference? Really? You know what I mean? Because the only time you ever hear the word super soldier serum is related to Marvel's superhero Captain America, right? So it's like, when I heard it, I started laughing so hard. I was like, that's hilarious. Anyway, as the legends are planning to leave 1942, there's a moment where Sarah's talking to Nate, and Sarah notices a bruise, like a really bad bruise that hasn't healed yet with Nate, right? And as they're discussing, Nate notices that his dog tags are missing. Like, not just missing, they like simply vanished, because he never takes them off, apparently, right? And he's like, I felt them a few seconds ago, and they're just disappeared. And the only reason for that is something changed in the past that made those dog tags disappear, right? So Nate pretty much researches it and finds out that in Paris, 1942, the JSA, where the JSA went to go get information on Baron Krieger, the entire JSA is said to die in 1942 in Paris from their little mission with Baron Krieger. So in order to save the JSA, the team learns that Krieger is apparently transporting an amulet. And during that little thing, the JSA apparently dies in Paris in 1942, hence why the dog tags disappear. So they decide to join the JSA on their mission, so they go all covert and everything. And Martin ends up being elected team leader and coordinator, because this is the funny part. Commander Steele, when they first meet them, he believes that Martin is the leader, mainly because, you know, he's older, and of course, the older, the more experienced, right? And probably in Commander Steele's eyes. But anyway, of course, it gets a little to Martin's head a bit. At the same time, he doesn't know what he's doing. He panics because he has no idea what he's doing, but at the same time, he wants to, you know, it gets to his head a little bit because he was nominated as leader by a very well-known team leader himself, being Commander Steele. But anyway, while they're there, it seems like one of those like blues kind of club. You know, there's this funny moment where Martin pretends to be this very well-known singer that the Nazis actually are a fan of, and we actually get this moment where the actor actually sings on stage. I was like, bestow my heart, he is singing. I was laughing so hard when I saw that. I mean, when do you ever get a chance to see the actor himself sing? You know what I mean? It's very it's a very rare occurrence. You know what I mean? And hang on, let me try to get rid of some of this stuff. Get rid of that. Okay. Anyway, but anyway, during that there's this moment where they're saluting like Nazi style, and Ray, being dumb, does not salute, right? Neither did shoot, I forgot his name already. Oh my god. Mick and Ray did not salute. And I think, I'm not sure if it was Baron Krieger, but one of the Nazis noticed this I'm not sure it was Baron Krieger himself or someone else, but they noticed this, and he goes up to Ray saying, "Why didn't you salute? Salute!" Right? It's like, "Oh, my arm hurts and everything," and the real reason is because he doesn't want a Nazi salute, right? And so he's like, screw this, and he pretty much breaks his cover and he punches the guy, and the JSA and the Legends end up in a fight with they end up in a fight with the Nazis, right? And unfortunately, during that moment, of course, they have to get the heck out of there, right? But anyway, the funny thing about that covert thing was the majority of the JSA didn't show up until, like, a little later, because the only one in the JSA that was actually in that mission was actually Amaya. If you don't know who Amaya is, hang on. Amaya. There you go. Amaya Jiwe is actually the grandmother to Mari McCabe. If you remember, Mari McCabe is actually the vixen that we all know and love. We've seen her in the Justice League and Justice League I'm not sure Justice League, but Justice League Unlimited cartoon. I believe there was like a evil version of her in an animated DC movie. I just don't remember which one right at the moment. And of course, we saw like an animated Vixen short, which was on CW Seed. Which was played by a woman named Megalyn. I could never pronounce her last name. Echikunwoke. I cannot pronounce it, but I know her name is Megalyn. She played Mari McCabe, aka Vixen, in the in her own animated web series that debuted in CW Seed, and she reprised her role on Arrow. Unfortunately, she could not reprise her role in Legends of Tomorrow, so instead they hired the actress Maisie Richardson Sellers, who in fact plays Amaya Jiwe, who is Mari's grandmother and the original owner of that necklace, right? Which was so freaking cool to see a grandma vixen, which is like, I'm done. You guys are the greatest. But anyway, they end up, like I said, they end up in a fight with the Nazis in that little bar, blues bar place, because of course Ray and the rest of the JSA show up on time to save them. They decide to join forces again to try to, mainly to at least try to get this amulet, right? And of course, as they're doing that, Krieger uses that serum he got from Eobard at one point and turns into the super strong creature. He kind of looks like a cross between... Oh god. Have you seen that movie where, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? Remember the movie version of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? You remember Hyde in that movie? He kind of looked like that. You know what I mean? That's the best description I could give you what Krieger looked like when he used the serum. So if you don't know, go on Google or something, or if you have the movie, it's, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and it's the movie version. I know that the movie is actually based on the comic, or I believe so, but it looks like the movie version. But anyway, turns into a super creature, and because of that, Ray and Amaya end up, losing consciousness, and they end up getting captured by the Nazis, and the Nazis pretty much force Ray, Krieger forces Ray to try to replicate the serum, because he wants not only himself to be the super monster, but he wants to make a super Nazi army, right? I am actually running out of time, so this will be in a part 2 video, and I'll see you guys soon. And I'm sorry everything's all jumbled up. It's been a while. Like I said, this episode premiered October 20, and I've been putting this off. I put this off like twice, and so I'm just doing this by mental memory. The only thing that's not mental memory is, my research on Baron Krieger, my research on Amaya Jiwe, and everything else is just by muscle memory. So I'm sorry if everything seems jumbled up and confusing, but this is all by muscle memory, and it's been a while. So I'll see you guys in the part 2 video. So bye, Boots.